This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and today we're going to look at the Lenovo IdeaPad U400. This isn't quite an ultrabook, but it's pretty light and extremely stylish and has everything that you want in a standard, do most everything kind of laptop way. The Lenovo IdeaPad U400 is one of Lenovo's newest ultra-light or ultra-portable notebooks on the market. This is not what you call an ultrabook. It's not 13-inch and super thin with an SSD drive, but it's incredibly portable. It's 4.4 pounds, but has pretty much everything built in that you need, including a full Core i5 or i7 CPU, not the ULV versions, but full mobile Core i5 CPUs and i7s. It's got an optical drive, and it has switchable graphics as well. It's a 14-inch glossy display, your usual 1366 by 768 resolution. It sells for about $900. You know, Lenovo always has some kind of discounts going on their website, and that's typically the price for the Core i5 version with the switchable graphics and a 750 gig hard drive. You can get hard drives up to a terabyte in size and even SSDs if you want with this too. You get an incredibly stylish notebook. This carries over the U260 and the U300S that we looked at. Design that's kind of book-like, really elegant aluminum unibody design, and on the lid they've sandblasted, anodized it, and made it feel good and look good and all that kind of thing too. So if you're looking for something, it's portable, it's really stylish looking in an understated sort of way, and powerful enough to do pretty much everything you need day to day, from office to web to working with Adobe Photoshop, that kind of thing. It's a good laptop to look at. So we'll start with the keyboard, and you know Lenovo makes really good keyboards, and this might not be a ThinkPad keyboard, but it's pretty darn nice. Chiclet Island style keyboard, discrete keys, they feel really good. Easy to type with, nice directional arrow keys are over here, and you've got a bunch of dedicated keys here to control your camera, your microphone, volume, brightness, all that kind of stuff. And then we've got the buttonless trackpad here that's real popular these days with Windows notebooks. Of course, multi-touch rarely works as well as it does on a Mac, what can you do? But it's not too bad actually, and we didn't have any problems using it. Multi-touch works decently well, and single-touch, normal touch works just fine on it. And it does click when you press on it in a tactile way, which is good. The whole trackpad moves. And then you can see the nice, really interesting design that they've used here. They try to make this look like a book when it's closed, like a journal or something like that. So you've got really nice, clean lines, and you can see that they've engraved the IdeaPad logo over here. And back here that you can't see it, much like the MacBook Pro again, there's actually a vent. The air intake is back here, and the air exhausts out the side of the notebook. And here's your exhaust vent. The fan noise, it's moderate sometimes. If it's working on Adobe Flash or playing some light games, that kind of thing, you'll hear it for sure. That's one thing about Lenovo's design. They have the breathable keyboard, supposedly it's sucking in air and breathing there as well, and sucking in air from the back. While we're looking over here, you can see you have your Gigabit Ethernet port, you have a USB 3.0 port here, the Lenovo Recovery, one-step recovery button right here. Again, notice the neat design, right? Very cool looking. And these edges are very well machined and well finished, so they're not literally sharp, but they are pokey, just given the nature of the design, so you'll feel them when you carry them digging into your palm. If you look at the front, you can see there are indicators over here, a little faint right now, but they actually do illuminate. Looks pretty nice when they do that. And on this side, we've got a slot loading optical drive. Awesome. For those of you who are just driven crazy by having to carry around an external optical drive, but you want a relatively light notebook, well, this one is what you're looking for. Full-size HDMI port right here, 2 more USB ports. Your combo mic headphone jack port is here. When we take a look at the bottom, you can see the finish does show fingerprints, but it also cleans up real easy. I've already gotten fingerprints on here. We've got the rubber feet, and just a plain back. No vents, nothing blowing at your lap. It does get a little warm on the bottom over here. The keyboard and wrist rest area do not get hot. If you look at the lid here, this is the gray model. This is pretty much the color that you get right now. No wild clementine orange available yet like with the U260. Nice clean look again. Lenovo logo there. And from the back hinge view, a very clean hinge design. Really nice. And no matter how you open up, it's pretty hard to see the vents that are hiding. They line that whole area inside here though. There are vents to take air in. And up top here we have the 1.3 megapixel webcam. And inside we've got an Intel Core i5. And you can see right here it's the 2430 running at 2.4 gigahertz. And we have 6 gigs of RAM and 8 is the maximum for this notebook. It has Intel Wi-Fi 802.11 BGN, and it comes with Bluetooth as well, standard. No upcharge for that. And Lenovo used to like to upcharge in the past, which was kind of annoying. As you saw from the bottom, there is no way to remove the battery. It's one of those sealed inside kind of designs, and it's a 4-cell battery. Lenovo claims up to 7 hours of usage time. I would give it more like 5.5 in our test with average use. If you're streaming a whole lot of video, well, you're going to get shorter run times on that, but with average use, including office work, looking at a couple of YouTube videos, surfing the web, that kind of thing, we manage about 5.5 with brightness set at about 50%. Speaking of brightness, the panel is reasonably bright, not super duper bright. It's a TN panel, it's a glossy 14-inch display. It's pretty sharp, it's nice looking, it's not, ooh, ah, wow, kind of great though, but then again, for $900, you only get so much. Reasonably good enough panel, and viewing angles are fairly good on it. The notebook has switchable graphics. That means it switches between Intel HD 3000 graphics and AMD Radeon HD 6470M graphics. It has a gig of dedicated graphics memory on it, and that's a mid-rangey kind of graphics card. It's not going to be for you guys who want to play Crysis 2 and that kind of thing, but it's good enough for Left 4 Dead 2 or some older RTS games, casual games, that kind of stuff. And if you want to keep your settings low, you can really stretch it and play a couple of more 3D demanding titles on it, but don't expect this to be a gaming notebook. However, the graphics acceleration does help with that HDMI port out if you're going to stream video on this guy, or if you want to use Photoshop, Illustrator, that kind of thing. It works really well. No problems with that. And you can see the Windows Experience scores here, which are pretty solid. The lowest score is the desktop performance for Aero, and the gaming graphics score is actually quite good on this. And this has a conventional hard drive, so it's not going to blow any speed records for the hard drive. It is available with 7200 or 5400 RPM drives. Again, standard is 750 gigs. You can go up to a terabyte, or you can get an SSD drive if you want, which really would help speed things some more. PC Mark Vantage, and that's a pretty good score. It's certainly there with the category average for a 14-inch, generally speaking, usually bigger and heavier machine, or a 15-inch machine. And it really is a lot of power in 4.4 pounds and relatively portable. Now, it's not quite as portable as the Lenovo U300S, which is their Ultrabook, and we'll show you what they look like together right now. So we got the U300S up top, and that guy weighs about 3 pounds. And you can see it's a whole heck of a lot thinner, and it has a smaller footprint because this is a 13.3-inch versus the 14-inch. Of course, with the Ultrabook, what you're giving up is the internal optical drive, and you're going down to ULV Intel Core i CPUs, which are less powerful than the full mobile CPUs in the 14-inch. But you can definitely see the design similarity here, and Lenovo's really got a good synergy going with this line. They all just look part of the same mold. And there, we've got the side view up close for you so you can see the difference in thickness. Now the U400 is 0.9 inches, so that's reasonably thin for a notebook, but certainly not as crazy thin as the U300S. Now, not unusual for the kind of hinge design that you saw there, which is not unlike the MacBook Pro and some of the Envy line. The drawback to that is this does not go back very far. This is as far back as you can go. So for those of you who really like to open these guys up flat and use them on bed, well, not going to happen here. This is as far as it's going to go. In terms of software, obviously this comes with Windows 7. Home Premium is the default, and Lenovo includes their usual useful utilities. You got the one key recovery. Again, you can also activate that via the button on the side of the notebook in case you actually can't boot the notebook up anymore. And we've got their usual webcam application. We've got Power DVD and CyberLink Power to Go as well. Adobe Reader's on board, user guide, that kind of stuff. So not too bloated up. Intel Wireless Control and Intel Power Management are here. So generally a pleasant experience and not a whole lot of junk that you're going to want to uninstall. They do include Google Chrome web browser and the Google toolbar for IE as well. Now we'll check out the web browser. Obviously performance is going to be fine. This is a pretty mainstream laptop in terms of power. We'll see how it does for something like Hulu, which can be more demanding. So now we're playing Hulu full screen at 480p, and it's playing beautifully, very smooth. And you can hear the speakers. We're one short of maximum now. Speakers are pretty good on this. It does have Dolby audio. As notebooks go, sounds not bad. We've actually had this clip running for about 5 minutes now, and the fan is not roaring yet, so that's a good sign. So that's Hulu on the Lenovo U400. So that's the Lenovo IdeaPad U400. It's available now. Again, it's around $900 with the Core i5 and the switchable graphics. Built-in optical drive, conventional hard drive inside, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 6 gigs of RAM are standard right now for that price. And it's really a great machine, all-around, all-purpose machine for those folks who are looking for something that's more portable. At 4.4 pounds, it's certainly very portable, and the durable aluminum design is also good for folks who are rugged and on the go, and not to mention it has great looks, a whole lot of style. This is also great for those of you who are captivated by Ultrabooks, but you need that internal optical drive. You want a full Core i5 or i7 CPU inside. This has more power. Obviously, the optical drive is there. It's a more all-purpose, useful machine, and it costs a bit less still than Ultrabooks, too. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Visit our website for the full review of Lenovo IdeaPad U400, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.